They strayed away from teamwork, and they are trying to get it back with each of the bubbles, and I think that is absolutely great. I mean, she can still, take the damage off, but again, it's not independent. She can only take it off from her teammates. And that's teamwork. I am not mad at all by any of their abilities. Actually, I think these two are the best design survivors in the whole game. If they got away like that in a match from me, I wouldn't even be mad again because they are working as a team, and I cannot be mad if they are working as a team. So again, because this is the essence of the game. Work as a team to survive as a magical horror game. I've said it so many times throughout this video, but again, it is the thing. Okay, again, as a hunter, I'm not mad. I'm not mad if I lost a game like this. Hello guys, how's everyone doing? I'm the Doctor, and thank you so much for having this video. Now, this is the third time that I'm recording this video because the footage interrupts, and I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase, so that we don't waste much time. We're going to be reviewing the new survivors. I know I'm probably a little bit late to this, probably like over a week since they were announced. But the reason why I'm doing this is I want to give my opinion from the perspective of a hunter. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome back. We are mainly hunter mains in the channel. Well, I mean, the channel is based around hunter gameplay and stuff like that, and so we give our opinions in the video from a hunter main. So maybe you have seen these opinions from the perspective of a survivor. Maybe you have seen it from another hunter. Probably, I'm not the only hunter on YouTube, but maybe I don't know. You're interested in this one, so we want to talk about them, see how they can, how I think from a hunter's perspective, how they can add to the teams, and how they can, bully the hunter maybe, and stuff like that. I have seen their abilities before. I do not understand them, not completely because I haven't seen the translation if it exists. So we're just gonna talk about how aesthetically what I think is gonna happen, from a visual standpoint, and how I think it can answer the teams. I mean, by demonstrating what they can do, I think we're gonna get the rough idea, and that's fine. So just to not make the intro too long, we're just gonna dive right into it. What we're gonna be doing is I'm gonna be playing the video, and you're gonna be able to see it, and I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna pause the video, and then I'm gonna speak because the volume is too loud, and I cannot really turn it down. And by the way, it says that maybe just in case if you have been living under a rock as I have, if you haven't seen the video, you can view it, without any problems. I'm on my phone, so expect the mobile YouTube, I don't know, layout maybe, and footage taken from Identity of Community, great channel. You should go subscribe to them because they are really, really, really fast in getting out this news, and. Yeah, so we're just gonna dive right into it, and we're gonna give our opinions as hunter mains. Okay, let's play.
They can't live without each other. Their abilities are enhanced if they pass the game together. He is agile and fast. She will always come to the rescue. Meet two new survivors, a psychologist and her patient.
Yeah, so yeah, from the get-go, we are told that this work really well together, and I think that is as a hunter main, I think that is an absolutely beautiful mechanic in the sense of I was actually talking about this in a previous video. I don't remember which one. Don't ask me. But you can go through my videos and maybe find it's gonna be good for me, and you also get to take your curiosity outside of yourself, and what I was complaining about in one of my videos is that survivors nowadays are really independent, and you may think that is a good thing, but you have to realize Identity V is an asymmetrical horror game, 4 versus 1. If every survivor is independent, then there is really no incentive for teamwork. Okay, some survivors can, work as team, can work with teamwork. For example, see, he can send his owls. And so Cowboy is actually a really good example. He can, the lasso is really, really useful. But my point is, there is really no incentive for you to do that if you don't want to. For example, Cowboy is self-sufficient. He can kite by himself, he can rescue by himself, he can do everything by himself, and there is no problem. Seer, he can, he's kind of useless if he doesn't have owls. But even then, he's self-sufficient. He doesn't depend on other survivors to use him at his maximum potential. That's what I mean. By teamwork. Okay, that's what I mean by dependent. They do not need their teammates to enhance their abilities. They are independent, and this is not the approach you should be taking as an asymmetrical horror game. Okay, if you're playing 4v1, you have to make it so that your game relies on teamwork. Okay, and yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, for example, maybe games that do not have voice chat or something like that. But yeah, you also have to realize Identity 5 was made at first without that in mind. There's a reason why quick messages exist, so that you could communicate with your team, but you didn't have that freaking, I don't know, coordination as you could have in four-man VC, for example. So, and you have to take that into consideration when designing characters, and the characters that have come out lately, they have all been stunners, self-sufficient, and that is really not a fun way for the hunter to play. We're going to be talking about it later on, but I want to say, generally, the gist of it is, I think the fact that they are trying to design survivors in a way that they rely more on teamwork, I think it's absolutely beautiful design. That's what we need. It's a break from the current meta, which is just friggin' destroy the hunter by stunning him as much as you can, and then so the team is carry code. It's really an unfun way for the hunter to play. And because you're basically not letting one side play, that's basically it. What you do, and I really do not think that the current strategies, the current meta, should be based around that. What we're going to talk about later. Let's just carry on with the video, and then we can talk more about it. I do not know what that says, by the way. Talking really quickly, design-wise, I think the design is a little bit plain. I mean, her whole outfit is just white. But I mean, I guess I kind of get it. She works in an asylum. Maybe they both belong to an asylum, and I mean, if it's tied to the law, then that's fine. I mean, they are going to get skins eventually, so I mean, there's really not much to complain about that. But I think, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just a little bit plain. Maybe they could have done just a little bit better in terms of the base costume, but just a little bit. I mean, it's still a good costume from my point of view. But both of them, by the way. Just wanted to say that. Let's just carry on. Now, this is something that I was confused by at first, because I didn't really understand it. But now that I have seen, it's basically that she can transfer the fear from one survivor to another one. But I think what happens, okay, I do not know if this only works for the patient, but from what I can tell, she is a support type of character, and he is a Kaito type of character. Okay, they said that he's fast and agile, and she always comes to the rescue. So maybe she's a support, or maybe a rescuer, maybe. But he's definitely a Kaito, and I think this ability, okay, to pass the fear from one survivor to another one, I think it's going to be really amazing. And actually, it kind of works with the VC because, as far as I can tell, you cannot move while she's transferring the fear. All right, and I think, I mean, if you could move while she does that, it would have been just freaking broken, fam. But I think it's a really amazing mechanic. I mean, okay, this is teamwork. This is what actual teamwork is like, and by the way, it's not like you can spam it. You can use it all the time. As far as I can tell, you have to be sealed. For you to be sealed with half health, then the hunter probably already left you. So I mean, you have to coordinate properly, and make sure that hunter's not going to come for you. Maybe he's going to come for the psychologist, but yeah, I mean, I think this is a really nice ability. It completely changed the whole mechanic of the thing. We have never seen a survivor do this before, and I think it's really great, really fun actually. by the way, I think I don't know if this is part of his passive, but apparently he heals really slow. Like I think when she transfers her half fear. By the way, it's not health. If you're confused why I'm saying fear, the actual canon term for the damage they take is not really damage. It's fear. Um, so they don't really take quote unquote damage. Uh, they 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 uh they get scared essentially, and so what I have seen, if she transfer the fear, then she gets healed like way slower, which I think it's a good how to say a good weakness to her ability, because you have to be absolutely sure that you want to do that. All right, so that you cannot just be like, oh yeah, so he kited and then he got hit. Well, I'm just gonna take it and then carry on with my day. But I mean, it's gonna be really hard for you to take off that half health, and so I think it's a good weakness for that. Actually, I think that's really balanced. I'm gonna be kind of disappointed if they nerf that. Maybe they will buff it. I don't know, but I think it's quite balanced as it is. That one I don't understand because I cannot read what it says. I don't know if the fear dissipates later or what. If she can calm herself by just staying still, I have no idea. Um, maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. Actually, if you're watching this, if you have the translation for the abilities, please put it down in the comments so that I can see them because I do not know what it says. I think this is actually a really really cute thing, by the way, that they run to each other. I think that's actually absolutely nice. Again, because they are meant to be a team. They are meant to be played in teamwork, and this is actually what Identity V has been missing. Every survivor is independent of each other. Every survivor basically stuns the hunter. That's a really unfun way to play. For the hunter, by the way, that's really boring. It's the same thing every single time, and you don't really get rich matches from that. So by changing the strategies, they also don't look like they are weak. I mean, if they both are in the same team, they can be absolutely amazing. All right. Again, I like this kind of teamwork thing that they try to go for, and I think it's a really good change of pace for the whole thing. You know, I mean, I have already said it, but it's just I just want to emphasize on that. We're gonna talk more in depth about it later at the end of the video. Now, when I saw this the first time, I was livid, fam. I was like, fucking hell, like, this guy can actually jump through walls. Like, oh my god, he is a really, really, really good kiter, if there is a case. I mean, a good thing that the grappling hooks are limited, so you may not want to go for him the first time. Maybe you're gonna waste his grapples, but don't really go for him. You know, as a real target. Maybe pretend that you're chasing him, but in reality, try to make him use his grapple hook, and then change. Um, yeah, but I mean, this ability is just I mean, never seen before, and a little bit, a little bit OP, but the fact that it's consumable, and he cannot do it, all the time. He only has three. I think it's good. I wouldn't be too surprised if they bring it down from a three to two, and I don't really know if that would be a good idea. I mean, it doesn't seem to be extremely OP, but I mean, it's not that simple. It can go either way. So I don't know if it's gonna be nerfed. If you ask me, I've been on this far since season one, okay, and I've seen the nerfs and buffs of almost everyone, and based on the criteria they have, this is kind of in not so clear waters if this is going to be nerfed. It's definitely not going to be buffed. By the way, I just want to say that this is definitely not going to get buffed at any point. But it may be nerfed, and I do not know if they are going to nerf the quantity of the grappling hooks they have, because, is these situations in which three seems like too much and two seems like too little. This is what I mean. Okay, so I do not know if it's going to get nerfed. Maybe not. But if it does, I really hope it's not from the quantity of the grappling hooks he has, but more like the time it takes him to jump the wall, okay, or to reach the wall, basically. He can do that. He's definitely a kiter. You are not ever going to catch him as a hunter, okay? Never. This is I mean, unless you are like a long range hunter, like for example, maybe Bonbon, but the one I'm thinking of more is Sculptor. Sculptor is probably going to be the closest thing you can get to a counter to this guy. Maybe Anne as well, if you can stun him for a little while, and maybe Antonio. I'm not learning his main, by the way, for those of you who are new. Maybe Antonio, if you have max presence. Oh, actually, he can kind of counter that because he can actually jump to the wall and avoid the thing. And it has a cooldown, so I mean, uh, yeah, I do not know. I mean, he cannot use it all the time. Oh wait, never mind. Does he consume a grappling hook with that? Oh, never mind. This probably not gonna get nerfed. I think three. In that case, three is fine. Um, Maybe I don't know. It's all kind of confusing. Uh, but yeah, so I mean again, but I still wouldn't be surprised if they nerfed it to two. Actually, no, actually, you know what? It kind of doesn't change anything. I'm sorry. But yeah, again, you're never gonna catch this guy if you're the hunter, basically, unless you're sculpture or long range hunters. Maybe even Bloody Queen if you're in this specific map, and or there's a corridor because you can just put the mirror on the other side, and that. So yeah, it's kind of confusing, but again, so far I think he's balanced. To be honest. And this is gonna be really annoying, because he gets a boost of speed when running. Well, they both get it when running to each other. But I have to say again, I am not really mad about this. I mean, normally I would be, but this relies on teamwork. So again, it's not like you can spam it, and it's under certain conditions, and I think it's great. This is what I think Identity V lacked previously, and it's trying to come back to teamwork. You know, when the first survivors came out, there weren't many. I think there were like six. But the thing is, no survivor could work alone. For example, Gardener, garbage alone. she could only destroy the chairs. But that was a good thing because you were helping your teammates. You weren't a kiter as Gardener. You were a support, and now she has been kind of adjusted so that she can work as a kiter too. With the bubble thing, she didn't have it initially. By the way, for those of you who are new, season one, she could just destroy chairs, and actually the hunter couldn't repair them initially. You had to bring up normal, to repair the thing, and but yeah. Anyway, what I was saying, lawyer, a garbage kiter, garbage alone. I mean, he's a decoder, but like garbage alone. But you had a map, an actual map, and you could tell your teammates what the hunter was. And it was infinite, by the way. It's not like today, which is consumable. It was infinite, and so your role was telling your teammates where the hunter was. And doctor, I mean support. She wasn't a kiter. She couldn't heal 1/4 of fear. She could only deal, heal half. And but she was great at freaking healing you all the teammates, and she still is. She's the best healer, of course. She's a doctor, and but yeah. So again, this is the thing: you have to work together. If you were in trouble, you have to rely on your teammates. And nowadays, survivors are self-sufficient because instead of relying on your teammates, it's you just try. Survivors nowadays just have the abilities that allow them to not get hit or not take damage. Okay, so that's the thing. Before, when you were kiting, you have to rely on your teammates to not take damage, okay? But now survivors can do that by themselves. Again, Seer, Owl, freaking Wildling, the boar, Kevin, the cowboy, the lasso, and who else? Perfumer, she goes back. Luca even, he's a decoder, but he can stun the hunter. And the painter stuns the hunter. Who else? I'm missing a lot of people who can stun the hunter, basically. And that's the thing, or that block damage. So again, it doesn't mean that this is a bad design by all means, but they strayed away from teamwork, and they are trying to get it back with each survivors, and I think that is absolutely great. I mean, she can still take the damage off, But again, it's not independent. She can only take it off from her teammates. And that's teamwork. I am not mad at all by any of their abilities. Actually, I think these two are the best design survivors in the whole game in terms of abilities, because they are a team. They work in as a teamwork. They work as a team in an asymmetrical horror game, 4 versus 1. They're not independent. And they want to come back to it, and I cannot be happier about it. And I haven't seen a single stun from them, and I am happy again. If people say they are weak because they cannot stun, then first of all, you're probably a horrible kiter if you need to stun the hunter to actually be good. And second, and second of all, you, I don't know. I guess I don't know. You're missing on the experience of an asymmetrical horror game if you expect every character to be independent. Okay, it shouldn't be that way, and I'm glad they're coming back to that. That's all I have to say. I think that's the bomb that I'm gonna drop on you, and I hope that you can agree with me. Actually, I will know in the comments what you think about it, because again, I am not mad at all from these designs. I think the best designs of ours in terms of abilities so far. I've loved every single one of them. I mean, he's independent in the sense that he's a kiter, but he aids his teammate, the psychologist, and it's not like he has an infinite ability either. I mean, he runs out eventually. So again, cannot be happier from the design of these two. And this again, I mean, this is. I am again as a hunter. I am happy to see that this is possible, because again, it's not some bullshit thing where they are immune when they are opening the gate. Like for example, if they carry Titan or something like that, it was just 20 friggin' seconds. And I mean, if they got away like that in a match from me, I wouldn't even be mad again, because they are working as a team, and I cannot be mad if they are working as a team. So again, because this is the essence of the game, work as a team to survive as a magical horror game. I've said it so many times throughout this video, but again, it is the thing. Okay, again, as a hunter, I'm not mad. I'm not mad if I lost a game like this. They relied on each other, which I think is really cute, first of all, and second of all, amazing design. I cannot say more of this. I think we're going to leave it over here, because I think this is the end of the video anyway. But yeah, so this is the opinion that I had on these two. And I mean, the video is already too long, so we're going to talk about how I think they fit on the team on another video, maybe when we encounter them first. And but yeah, so again, absolutely amazing design. I love these two. Aesthetically, a little bit plain, but I don't really mind. Their abilities are great, and they're gonna get skins anyway. So, yeah. What do you think about these two? Please leave your opinions in the comments. Please let me know what you think. Give me suggestions on a video down below. And by the way, I'm working on a Discord channel. I forgot to say that at the beginning. Well, I'm working on a Discord channel, and it's going to be ready eventually. It's not up yet, but when it is, I'm going to give an announcement, and I'm going to post it in the video and in the description. So far, it's a work in progress, and thanks so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm going to see you on the next video. Goodbye.